After watching the original 1966 Ultraman, I continue my Ultraman journey with the second series, Ultraseven. Before even watching the series, I actually do know some things about Ultraseven, mainly that some of my favorite kaijus debuted in the series, and not to mention Seven's son is Zero, who is one of my favorite Ultras. That being said, here are my thoughts on Ultraseven. Ultraseven's story follows the misadventures of the Ultra Guards, a unit that defends Earth from alien invaders. In one of their missions, they meet a wandering traveler named Dan Moriboshi. Dan became very useful to the Ultra Guards that he got recruited to join them. But Dan Moriboshi is not a human. No, he's an alien named Ultraseven. Seven came to Earth to help humanity protect it from alien invaders. But unlike Man-Nissan, Ultraseven tries to fix the problem peacefully. Sadly, the aliens do not care for peace and they just want to destroy Earth. I really feel bad for Ultraseven. He definitely wants to save everyone, even those who don't want to be saved. Honestly, I think Ultraseven might be the most tragic Ultraman character, but then I found out he stole someone's identity.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Millions of families suffer every year.
Besides our questionable hero, we also have the Ultra Guards, but the members of the Ultra Guards don't really stand out that much compared to the Science Patrol team. For example, in the original Ultraman, my favorite member of the Science Patrol is Ida, and the episodes that focus on him are like some of my favorite. In My Home on the Earth, Ida was the only one who was against killing Jamira after finding out that Jamira was actually a human. And in My Little Hero, Ida questions what's the point of doing anything if Ultraman will always save the day. It wasn't until Pigman's death that Ida realized that Ultraman is not always going to save the day. And the closest thing in Ultraseven is in the episode Showdown at 140 degrees below the zero. But that episode focused on the entire Ultra Guards and not just one single character. Not to mention that episode is also really weird. I'm not saying that the side characters in Ultraseven are bad, but they don't really stand out that much. The episodes for Ultraseven are actually really good, not to mention the budget for the show is amazing. Unlike the original Ultraman, which suffered a lot with budget issues, this one barely had any issues with it. I also can't believe how many iconic aliens and kaiju debuted in Ultraseven. I kid you not, I really thought Hermie and their race were like new characters to the Ultraman franchise. Nope, they first debuted in Ultraseven. But at least 7 didn't flex on them like Blazar did. Speaking of monkeys, there's an episode of Ultraseven where Ultraseven fights this monkey alien dude, and for some reason during the fight it keeps switching back and forth with monkey footage. This not only ruins the fight but also just makes the viewer very confused. I even showed this fight to my non-Toku friends, and one of them said, and I quote, "Watching this makes me feel like I'm on drugs." Sadly, it's not just that one episode. There's actually some episodes that just have weird editing and just ruins the entire episode for me. Lastly, I want to talk about the ending for Ultraseven, and in my opinion, it's kinda bad. After many battles, Dan Moriboshi's body can no longer take it, so he's forced to go back to his home planet, but he doesn't want to. He wants to continue saving Earth. And because of his selfishness, he almost got Earth destroyed. I really like how great this episode focused on Dan, but sadly is ruined due to the final kaiju. In the original Ultraman, we have Zeton, who is a very menacing character who managed to kill the original Ultraman. In the new gen series, we have a ton of menacing final bosses, but in Ultraseven, we have a bird that shoots fire. Honestly, this has to be one of the worst final boss for our Ultraman series. I also really hate the final scene where it's just a montage of Dan Moriboshi. Don't get me wrong, this is nice and wholesome, but it goes on for way too long. Even so, Ultraseven is still an amazing show. Not to mention, this show has a huge impact in the Ultra media we have today, and even outside the Toku fandom. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Ultraseven, and I'll see you guys next time.